heading out once again. This is actually my third time out today, and the reason that I really didn't have much to show from the second time I went out was because it kind of was just a bust as it relates to the photography interests. But this time I'm going to this place, see if I can remember it, Izmir Untitled Chapter. I'll show you on the map from my hostel to this place that I'm going to, and I have to go through a lot of really small alleyway type streets, so I'm looking forward to exploring that. And I've loaded the map on my phone so I can reference that, and hopefully I'm going the right way already, because it's the kind of thing where one wrong turn I'm going to be backtracking or doing whatever, who knows what. But earlier today, my first journey out, I went to Smyrna, and so that was kind of cool to see that. My second journey out, I went and bought a train ticket for tomorrow to Denizli, and then I also went to the Culture Park and then down by the water, and there just wasn't much of interest to photograph. It was a lot of fun to walk by and all that, but just not much to photograph. Then there was a little extra busy part, and that is the market. Oof, if you want a crowded place, you like people and you like food and you like buying stuff, the market is really cool. But the thing about that market is, in the Smyrna video I talked about how in roughly the 7th century, the Agora, which is the public marketplace, pretty much was starting to be abandoned, and that it turned into a bit of a cemetery. And that's when they started going outside of that space, and so they started expanding. And so that region around the historic area of Smyrna, that has become quite the commercial place. Tons of restaurants, tons of shops, anything, just almost anything you can imagine you need to buy, it's available there. All right, take a look at some of these streets here that I'm walking through. It's all residential area, and who knows, this might be something where I find my next doorway, my next wall, something to photograph. But as I keep going, I'm gonna have to keep, it's going up a hillside, very narrow alleyways, although somehow that vehicle still fits up here. And pretty much as long as I'm going uphill, I'm going the right direction. Although now I'm going downhill. Anyway, we'll get there in a few minutes. It's not too far. Well, I found the antique Smyrna Theater, and it is surrounded by this fence. This is definitely something where they haven't built it up enough or prepared it enough in anticipation of tourists looking about, because the grass is really tall, and there's, as far as I can tell right now, there's no entry. Up there I might get a little bit of an entry, so we'll see. I have to walk around it. But it was such a fun walk on up here. Let's take a look at a few shots that I made on the way up here while I'm talking, because in these alleyways with the kids playing soccer and with other things going on, there's just a lot of fun going through a place like this. The experience of just walking through. Yes, I walk through nice and slow and methodically and just have loads of fun. And then of course working this shift lens once again to get some of these doorway shots of the various residences on the way up. So I'm gonna walk up around now and see what I can do to get closer, maybe an overview, because I'm at the bottom end of the hill. As this is a theater up on a hill, you know, maybe I can get a different vantage point from above, and the way the sun is going and everything, I don't have a whole lot of time, probably maybe for a half hour, maybe closer to an hour left before it's going to be all in shade. So I'll continue on up the hill and see what I can find there. Unfortunately, I had to move my tripod for this shot as a vehicle was coming up the road. But let's take a quick look at this shot while I'm talking here, and I'll walk through on the camera as well what I did. This is a 20mm lens, and what's fun about it too is as I stop down, it just stops down. You have a live stop down. It's not like a regular lens where you can set the aperture, and then when you hit the shutter button, the aperture just closes down really quickly and then opens back up. So I get to preview the depth of field right there in my viewfinder, or the screen, whatever. So the challenge then becomes when you're trying to focus really finely. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to open it up to at least 5.6. I'm going to establish my focus. I have to adjust, of course, the shutter speed or the ISO in order to not blow it out so I can still establish focus. And then I'll stop it back down, readjust my shutter speed. I'll get the shot. I've got the longer depth of field that way, but I know I've got the really precise focus control. The thing I was going for on this image was that grapevine going up the way, and then the shadow that it was casting on that roll-up door. With the other door and the other part of the building, we have the contrast of color and texture and just everything else. And then the thing that really sealed the deal are those handprints on that door. That was awesome. This is the ancient Smyrna Theater right behind me, and continuing on up the way to see if I can get in there. Something tells me this is going to be the closest I get to it, because this is all fenced in. There's no regular office or public access, it seems. And I can't even get over this fence really to get a good shot. I suppose I could handhold it. But hey, at least I got up here and I was able to see it. Hey, kitty. You know, it's funny. This city, a lot of times you'll see dogs everywhere in cities like this. This place, it's all about cats. There's so many cats here. It's crazy. Let's talk about this next shot. This is just an absolutely gorgeous door. And just as I was starting to set up, all of a sudden a guy comes out there. I wish I had the camera rolling before he came out. But anyway, it was really cool. Oh, here he goes, coming into it. Just a photo.
Huh? English.
English, yeah.
English. Thank you.
Thank you as well. So that was nice. Although now he left the door open a little bit. But what I did was I'm using the shift lens to go left to right now. And so I centered it up on the angle that I wanted it centered, but then I shifted it to the side a little bit so that I could get the framing that I wanted. That's what's really cool about a lens like this. It allows me to take the angle that I'm going at, and then I'm able to get the framing and shift that while still keeping it's hard to explain. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get video here and I'll explain it here. Hello.
Hello. My name's Yusuf.
Your name's what?
My name is Yusuf.
Yusuf? My name is Brent. Nice to meet you. You want to be on camera for a little bit? Nope? Okay. So now I'm recording in the big camera, and so here we go. This, here, let's shift it over a little bit. This is how I have it set up if the lens were square on. And then what I wanted to do, because the reason I did this is because I like these areas right here and how the angle is coming out. Go ahead, it's all right. I liked how the angle is coming in here, but I didn't like this overall composition. Too much dead space here. So rather than turn and angle the camera over, I'm able to just shift it and go about like that. Hey, one of our cats. This way I minimize the dead space here, and I've got some excellent lines coming up this way. And then because I have a little more down here at the bottom in the overall framing for the photograph, I have more of that as well. Track this on the GPS as well, so I can showcase this, I can show us this on the map, and I'm really glad for that opportunity too. because otherwise I'm going to get myself lost. I know this is Street 608, but otherwise down the line, months from now, I know I'll get lost. But I have this GPS track, and I'm going to be able to nail it because I have that, and I'm just thrilled to be able to do that. I'm also seeing another composition on this, so I'll show that to you now if it came out. All right, I'm going to continue on down this way. I'm going towards the Agora, which is the modern day Agora, the marketplace, the place where all the stores are. But just finding stuff like this all along the way, absolutely cool stuff. And wonderful people. These people are amazing. So it's always great to experience that. Here, a lot less people speak English than other places I've been to. And that's all right. I don't even have my cell service yet, so I don't have the opportunity to do a translator. Just totally having fun with it otherwise. So here I am at the Izmir clock tower, and I decided after that walk down the hill from the old theater, the Roman ruins theater, ancient Smyrna, I decided to go ahead and see what it would be like to get on the subway. So they have a metro here, and decided to just get on and ride somewhere. And then I realized, after looking at my map, that I was going a bit further inland than I wanted to. I wanted to stay a little bit closer to the water, so kind of came back the other way, asked someone for some advice on where this was, because I saw this on a poster, and I've seen this element. This is the icon of the city, and so I wanted to get a shot if I could, and so I was all like, well, where is that? And so someone who spoke English was able to help me find where this is. So I'm just waiting now for the light to get good. Basically what I need is a little bit darker, probably another 20 to 30 minutes, and then the lights on the tower will be a lot better as far as getting what I need. I want it to be prominently lit and the ambient light to not be so much. And then we'll wrap it up for today. Tomorrow is the train on to Denizli, and then Laodicea and Hierapolis, and maybe Colossae. Looking so much forward to that. I hope you've enjoyed the adventures for today, and certainly look forward to sharing more with you. Until next time, God bless and happy shooting.